Alright, so what I'm doing now, this is about a 14-pound brisket. So what I'm doing now is trimming down the fat. And I don't want to trim all the fat. I want to leave a small thin layer of fat, just because that's what tends to render down and make your brisket tender and juicy during a long cooking process. And like I said, it's about a 14-pound brisket, so what I'm going to do is cook it at least anywhere between 12 and 14 hours at about a 250 range. You know, because I have a natural pit, it's gonna probably fluctuate a little bit. I have a offset firebox that I'll show you guys tomorrow. But this is the night before. I just bought the brisket, got it home, and just started trimming. So I'll be back a little bit later to show you guys what that looks like. But essentially what I'm just doing is trimming down all the fat and trying to get it to where there's just a small thin layer. All right, good morning. It's the big day. It's a little rainy and cloudy, but we'll make it work. Obviously, as you can tell, my pit is covered. I give myself a little bit of patio, I guess, makeshift patio that I have. So what I'm going to be working with, come on over, it's just an offset smoker, like I said, firebox here, and then pretty small chamber. It's not very big, but I've seen, you know, definitely seen some good briskets come out of there. So I'm going to be doing that. One major point, two major points that I always do is have my coffee ready. Secondly, I always make sure that I have everything really clean before I start using it. So what I mean by that is, if you want to come on over, this is some ashes from, actually it sounds bad, but this is the last brisket I made. Still got the ashes in here from the fire, so I want to make sure and get those out before I start the next one, because if I don't, the smoke won't have that good ventilation that it needs to actually get going. And by the time I'm done with today's fire, it'll be, you know, halfway full of ashes. Second thing I want to do is make sure everything on here is clean. So I grilled some chicken about 2 days ago, so I want to make sure I get all those ashes out. So again, everything needs to be very clean. You don't want any ashes in here. So I'm gonna do that, and I've got my little chimney here ready to go. Got some charcoal in here. Once I get that charcoal going, I'm gonna put it in the offset firebox, let that burn down a bit, and then start adding some firewood. And I'm gonna be working with oak and a little bit of pecan today. So I'll be back. So got my fire ready to go, and it's raining this morning, so excuse that. But got my fire ready to go. Got a nice big oak log, so it's just post oak. I'm here in Texas, so that's what's available to me, South Texas, down here in Houston. So I will be working with hickory chunks and then also some oak, mainly oak though, to keep the fire kind of steady. To be honest with you, I just can't find my axe to cut those a little bit smaller, so my next episode, obviously, I'll be working with smaller chunks. These are pretty big. What I don't like about that is it sometimes can make the fire spike. So anyway, this is what the brisket looks like this morning. So I wrapped it overnight, did my salt and pepper rub, and here's the unwrapping. It's obviously gonna have some juices on there, so be careful with that. But good looking brisket, nice and trimmed up, ready to go. I got my fire, it's right at about 250. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. And as always, it's fat side up for me, is what I do. Most people do that. That's the recommended way. And I want to make sure and put the fattier side over to the part where the fire is going to be coming out. So what you're looking for, this is a pretty even brisket, so it's a little more difficult to tell almost which is the fattier side. But to me, you know, obviously this is the point, what they call it. So this is what's going to be kind of over in this side here. As you can see, I've got a thin layer of fat. To be quite honest, I may have trimmed a little more than what I normally would do. So we'll see how this one comes out, but normally I'd leave maybe a little more fat on there, but we'll see how it goes. So I will check back in about 5 hours. I'm not going to be opening the lid. That's not recommended, because every time you open the lid, you're adding more time to it. The fire takes a while to get back up to where it was before. So the only lid I'm going to be opening is the one, obviously, to add more wood. But as far as in my my actual chamber, not looking at that until at least, I'd say, about 5 hours. Once I do, I'm going to wrap it in either butcher paper or foil. And really the reason for that, in my case right now, is kind of overslept a little. So we were supposed to be eating tonight at around 7, and I woke up around 7. So by the time I got the brisket on, it's closer to 8:30 in the morning. So I don't have a full 12 hours to work with. Plus I need time to let it cool and set and all that. So that adds an additional hour. So if we're lucky right now, we're eating at around 9, because I put it around 8 in the morning. So I'm gonna have to wrap it. I may have to wrap it in foil to really get the cooking even done quicker. Not an ideal situation, but I guess my first video, I'm gonna show you how to work around things, because it's never perfect. Cooking brisket is never something that it's just, no matter how much you've done it, there's always some obstacles you gotta overcome. So hopefully this helps. I'll be back. All right, so to make this video easier, I went ahead and cut half the brisket, and now this is the second half. So now we're gonna go in kind of tight on this shot. I'm gonna kind of show you what the finished product looked like. Again, this has been resting for about, this has been resting now for about an hour. So this is what the finished product looks like. And I am using a serrated knife. For me, I just find that a little bit easier. But this is essentially what the product looks like. And I'm trying to go real soft because it's falling apart on me every time I open it up. But for me, and maybe some of you guys that have been doing this for a lot longer are experts at this, but for me, the brisket tends to fall apart into little bits quite a bit. So that's one thing I haven't perfected yet, is how to slice this without it falling apart on me. But hey, there are worse things to complain about, right? So if you have a tender brisket that keeps falling apart on you, hey, that's not a bad sign. Anyway, so that's the great smoke rings and all that. So I'm gonna get in and enjoy this.